Hey everybody, today's adventure is located in New Orleans and I'm going to take you to Mardi Gras World. Let's go. Hey, it's Mardi Gras season. I thought what better way to kick off the season than a visit to our very own Mardi Gras World. Mardi Gras World's located right downtown in New Orleans. It's a big factory and it's been going for quite a few years. I'm going to take you where we have a little film and then we're going to go into the factory itself. The film will explain a lot about Mardi Gras World and how every year they build about 500 floats. This year, 2022, it's going to be very special because we didn't have Mardi Gras last year. So let's kick off the season the right way. Join me as we go through Mardi Gras World. Let's go.
Whose purpose basically is to have fun and spread joy.
From the historical to the hysterical, Mardi Gras has it all. Young and old alike can't resist the music, the spectacle, and the spirit of the carnival season. And no one, absolutely no one, can resist pleading with float riders to throw me something, mister! One of the many things that makes New Orleans Mardi Gras different from parades and celebrations elsewhere are the throws. Cups, beads, doubloons, stuffed animals. They're all part of a multi-million-dollar industry. And it's what makes Carnival in New Orleans more than just a spectator event. It makes everyone a player, a participant in the wildest celebration around, with the most incredible sights and sounds anywhere in the world. The Kern family's beginnings in Carnival go back to the 1930s. During the Great Depression, Roy Kern, a fine artist, had to earn a living as a sign painter, painting ships' names, smokestacks, and anything else to make ends meet for his family. His son Blaine helped his dad paint floats for the crew of Alva, named for Algiers, Louisiana, just across the river from New Orleans. Those early floats were all built on the frames of former garbage wagons and pulled by mules. Blaine's talents caught the eye of the captain of Alva, and Blaine eventually was contracted to build his first carnival parade. Then came the crews of Choctaw, Okeanos, and the king of carnival, Rex. Zulu and a host of other crews also joined the Kern artists, and the list of parades grew longer and longer. Then, Blaine Kern changed the future of carnival forever. In 1968, he co-founded the crew of Bacchus, the first non-traditional super crew. Endymion and later the crews of Orpheus and then Muses continued the spectacle and popularity of the super crews. And the Kern artists design and build them all. Today, Blaine Kern Artists is run by Blaine's son, Barry, who handles the family businesses of float building, prop creation, and sculptures not only for floats, but casinos, museums, and venues all over the world. Blaine's youngest son, Brian Kern, books, directs, and stages lavish parties among the super floats of Carnival at Mardi Gras World. Barry and Brian grew up in the business, ensuring future creative Kern touches that make Mardi Gras magic.
This is going to be a new prop that we're making that's going to go on the front of one of the Mardi Gras floats coming up for this year's Mardi Gras celebration. We use sheets of styrofoam. We're actually changing what was a hobbit's house. It's going to be changed into Shrek's house now. And we're going to build up with styrofoam. Once it's built, we paper mache it, and then add leaves, paint it, and then install it on the front of a float. And And this will take about a week to produce, and once it's done, it gets put on the float and installed. And we have over 500 floats that we need to decorate each year that all need new props.
The very latest and high-tech fiber optic lighting is also now included in the spectacular floats of Carnival. The three-dimensional figures that are created to adorn the Mardi Gras floats are called the props, and the current props are tops in more ways than one. Artistic imaginations run wild with creations that can be shocking, funny, scary, and downright spectacular. The creative process of float building by the Kerns is a fascinating blend of imagination, artistry, design, carpentry, and a strong sense of everything sensational. From seemingly mild-mannered artisans come some pretty fantastic images.
And from there, we'll decide the best way to go about making the prop, whether it's going to be making a small model or a maquette, or in this instance, I just went ahead and just did a sketch of my own on graph paper, and I took it from there, put it into our projection room, and projected it onto a full-size sheet of styrofoam at the scale that I need to fit on the front of the float. And as you can see behind me, I just simply cut that image out of the styrofoam, and from here I'm going to glue layers of that same image together until I get about 3 or 4 feet thick. And after that, I'm going to take an electric hot knife or a kitchen knife, currying comb, and sandpaper, and smooth it all out, whittle it down into a final detailed three-dimensional figure. Once I'm finished with that, I'll pass it along to our paper mache artists, and they will take it and cover it in brown paper to make the surface smooth and seamless. That way it can be primed and sent to the painters for the final paint and the final imagery and detail to be put on it, just like it is in the sketch.
There's always excitement and anticipation in the air when those big floats start rolling along the streets of New Orleans. Uptown, downtown, even out of town, as Carnival festivities grow wider and wider each year. Costuming is another part of the Mardi Gras mystique. Anybody can become anybody else for a day, or anything else for that matter. It's all part of participation. Getting into the act makes Mardi Gras even more exciting when you're disguised as anyone but yourself. Though they don't parade with floats, New Orleans Mardi Gras Indian tribes march through their neighborhoods on Fat Tuesday in their colorful costumes they call suits. The Indians date back to the mid-1800s and honor a proud tradition of designing and sewing their own suits all year long. New Orleans masquerade balls date back to the 1750s, and carnival balls are still very much a part of Mardi Gras today. While the old-line crews still hold with formality and pomp and circumstance, the new super crews have opted to have a ball in a more modern fashion, like in the huge Montreal Convention Center and the giant Superdome. The floats actually roll right into the parade parties, making for celebrations on the grandest scale. The crew of Rex, the king of Carnival, gave Mardi Gras its official colors: purple for justice, green for faith, and gold for power. Through the years, the artistry and innovation of Kern float building has added size and spectacle to the Monarch of Merriment's parade on Fat Tuesday, Mardi Gras Day. Rex and Zulu share the headlines with today's super crews like Muses, Endymion, Bacchus, and Orpheus. The latter three super crews, Endymion, Bacchus, and Orpheus, parade on the 3 nights before Fat Tuesday, with well over 100 super floats, marching bands, and over 4,000 members. And those 4,000 float riders throw more than 2 million cups, 3.5 million doubloons, and over 250 million beads. The economic impact on the New Orleans metro area tops the $1 billion mark each year. But the most important impact is the spirit of Mardi Gras, and that's something that can't be measured. Or, like we say in New Orleans, laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll.
And going through the doors, we enter the place where they're made. And here we see some of the completed floats already made and ready to go. You know, they do over 500 floats a year. So it's very interesting to see the completed floats, knowing what they're going to look like once they get on the parade route. The people stand up on the floats and throw their throws. Sometimes it's a tandem, which is two float behind each other. Some of them are even three. You can tell the designs by how they look. You can tell these two are together. And here we see where they're building the float. Can't wait to see the finished product. Mardi Gras World is right off the Mississippi River. So right out of their gift shop, you can come right out here on their porch and look at the Mississippi River. The barges going by, Mississippi River Bridge. Like they celebrate a few things out here. The Mardi Gras World. Wasn't that fun? Mardi Gras World right here in New Orleans. And the tickets are reasonable. The parking's easy. Right off the Mississippi River, as you can see. It's an interesting place. You can see how they make the Mardi Gras floats. Every year they start right after the Mardi Gras and they start building again for the next year. And a great little movie at the beginning to tell you a little bit about how this all began. And anyway, I would highly recommend Mardi Gras World to any of the tourism or people that live here that would like to take somebody to here to learn more about Mardi Gras. And don't forget JoKnow's Adventure. New Orleans, in, around, and beyond. Stay tuned for some more of my Mardi Gras adventures. It's just beginning.